We continue, children. Now let's see how to change the direct speech verbs in the past tense into the indirect speech when the reporting verb is said or said to. Now, when the verb is in the simple past tense in the direct speech, it will change into past perfect tense in the indirect speech. So, the verb took in the direct speech will change into had taken in the indirect. Now, the past continuous tense in the direct speech will change into past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. So, was taking or were taking in the direct speech will change into had been taking. The past perfect tense in the direct speech will remain the past perfect in the indirect. There will be no change. Had taken will remain had taken. The past perfect continuous tense in the direct speech will remain past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. There will be no change. Had been taking will remain had been taking. Now let's see the examples. The simple past in the direct speech will change into past perfect in the indirect speech. She said, I saw Marvin in the mall. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Saw is the a verb in the simple past tense in the direct speech. It must change into its past perfect form. So, had seen is the past perfect in the indirect speech. She said that she had seen Marvin in the mall. Gopal said to her, Addie took the puppy home. So, said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Took is the verb in the direct speech in the simple past tense. It will change into had taken in the past perfect tense in the indirect speech. Gopal told her that Addie had taken the puppy home. Now, the past continuous tense in the direct speech will change into the past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. He said, Nancy was walking along the road. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Was walking is the verb in the past continuous tense in the direct speech. It will change into the past perfect continuous tense had been walking in the indirect speech. He said that Nancy had been walking along the road. Next example, Ruby said to him, we were living in the US. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Where living is the verb in the direct speech in the past continuous tense. It will change into the past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. Had been living. Ruby told him that they had been living in the US. Now, the past perfect in the direct speech will remain the past perfect tense in the indirect speech also. Rishi said the bread had gone stale. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Had gone is the verb in the direct speech in the past perfect tense. It will remain the same in the indirect speech as had gone in the past perfect. Rishi said that the bread had gone stale. He said to her, I had worked in a bank. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Had worked is the past perfect tense in the direct speech. It will remain the same. Had worked in the past perfect tense in the indirect speech. He told her that he had worked in a bank. The next one, the past perfect continuous tense in the direct speech will remain the past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. Example, the girl said, I had been going to karate classes. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Had been going is the past perfect continuous tense in the direct speech. It will remain had been going in the past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. The girl said that she had been going to the karate classes. Next example, he said to them, I had been trying to open the door. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Had been trying is the past perfect continuous tense verb in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect speech as had been trying in the past perfect continuous tense. He told them that he had been trying to open the door. Let's continue, children.